Thank you, Jessica. At this time, I would like to ask Rachel to please step forward. Ladies and gentlemen, it's customary to recognize the spouse's contribution with a certificate to recognize the support and sacrifices they make during a retiree's career. Bob was married to Tracy for 12 years and supported him through all his years in the Air Force. Sadly, in 2008, Tracy passed away after a long and courageous battle with cancer. Receiving the award on her behalf is Bob and Tracy's daughter, Rachel. The certificate honoring Tracy reads as follows. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Tracy Summer for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for your support, which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Signed, Lieutenant General Charles E. Stenner, Jr., Chief of Air Force Reserve, and Norton A. Schwartz, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force. At this time, we would like to present flowers to Sergeant Summer's wife, Michelle, and Mother Bonnie. And also several gifts will be presented to his children. At this time, I would like the honor guard to please come forward and conduct a flag folding ceremony. You may remain seated. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor, white signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the Stars and Stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today our flag flies on constellations of Air Force satellites that circle our globe. And on the fin flash our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every airman who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our United States Air Force, nor on the flag that we proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans have been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave. Lieutenant Colonel Bauer will now present the flag of the United States to Sergeant Sommer. It's now time to hear from the retiree. Sergeant Sommer, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Colonel Hurry, Colonel Oates, Captain Blake, Captain Brown, thanks for being here. 24 years has felt like a long time, but it's gone quickly too. I remember a lot from basic training that I didn't think I would remember 24 years later. I want to get the hard part over with first. As many of you, or most of you know, my wife had died of cancer 4 years ago. One of the things she made me promise, because at that time I had just transferred up here, was here for a newcomer's flight for one UTA, went home, we found out 4 days later she had stage 4 cancer. So I had to make some decisions and I was getting ready to get out. I said, I can't come up here and be there. And immediately, Colonel Bauer and Patty Starr, who I know is and the first sergeant, or the command chief at the 440th, immediately stepped in and had 40 A's, had me anywhere I needed to be at any time, whether it was going to the Mayo Clinic, doing a couple days up here, then going to the Mayo Clinic, and going home, doing a day from home, or at the 440th, even though they were almost locked up. They made all that happen. She made me promise I would finish this. She said the one thing she wanted to see me do was retire, because she said I was really good at starting things, but not too hot. I still have a few projects at home that started 5 or 6 years ago that still aren't done. Rachel and Jesse are the two I really want to thank. This has been a part of their life since they were born, and they've put up with a lot, especially in these last 4 years, with me leaving and coming home. And my mother back there, who went from grandma to fill-in mom for annual tours, for weekends up here, anytime I needed her, day or night, she was always there for me and always there for the kids. And I really appreciate that, and I know Tracy appreciated that. The people here, Michelle asked me a couple weeks ago to think of my favorite part of the Air Force, the memory of the Air Force, or what I liked the most. And every thought, whether it was a trip to Europe or Cornet Oaks rotations, it was never the things. We got the mission done, but it was the people. And that is what I'm going to miss here and miss as being part of the Air Force. It's different than any civilian job you can have. I grew closer bonds with people I see 16 hours in a month than people I was working with for 40 hours a week. And those bonds won't be broken, and I know it's something that'll always be there and always be a part of me. Paul Zadak and Dutch de Groot, who I think they called you John, or Jim, or Joe? John. Two polar opposite supervisors from 2 different units, but both were incredible mentors to me and taught me a lot about the Air Force, public affairs, speaking, photography, just how to make things happen and get things done. And that the main thing is to look out for the people that work for you and work under you, alongside you, and above you to make sure that the mission gets accomplished and everyone is taken care of. And Captain Brown, thank you for the opportunities, for the places you've allowed me to go, teaching me how to write and complete sentences, kind of. It usually only took a day or two extra if I had to write a story for Paul and Captain Brown to go through it and figure out. I didn't know about punctuation. I usually just put a lot of dots at the end of a sentence. It means I'm continuing to another thought, as Facebook people would say. But I'm glad everyone has been here. Every one of you have touched my life in some way, and it will be greatly missed, but is greatly appreciated. That's all I have.
Sergeant Summer, the men and women of the United States Air Force are proud to have served with you. You will always be a valuable member of the 934th family. We wish you every success in your future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes Sergeant Summer's retirement ceremony. Thank you for attending. Please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and departure of the official party. After the Air Force song, please remain in your seats for the unofficial gift presentation.